Okay, welcome back. A little bit late in the season, so the sun's going down early, so I've had to do something with lighting. It looks a little bit weird, that's why. So I've just taken the pie out of the oven where it's done its pre-bake for 18 to 20 minutes at 375. It's looking very lovely. And I've mixed together our apple mixture. Now I really like to have a lot of apples in here, so I've probably doubled the recipe. I will give you the recipe for a 9-inch pie, and feel free to double. You may have to cook for 10 or 15 minutes longer, but I'll let you know when the pie is done exactly how long I had to cook that for. So I'm just going to take my pie filling and I'm just going to dump it into the pie crust. Now what I've put in here is cinnamon, flour, gluten-free flour, a little bit of lemon juice, some salt, cinnamon, and butter, melted butter, which I think is what we've got sitting down there is a little bit of melted butter and flour, but we want to make sure that we get that into the pie because that's just going to be so delicious. When you open up the oven as you're checking this pie, don't be shocked to see that it's bubbling all over the place up the sides and things. It doesn't seem to have any negative consequences on the crust. The crust still comes out and it tastes delicious. And move that over. So what we're going to do is, oh, that one's not going to get used. My puppy dog's going to come and grab that one, so I better pick it up. Okay. So we're just going to mound the apples into the top of the pie. And then this is our topping. Now I use the food processor in order to do the same thing that I did with the crust. There is flour in here and sugar and butter and cinnamon. And I just pulsed it until I got this great consistency. So now I'm just going to put this over top of the pie and then I'm going to pack it down. Now this is an absolutely delicious topping. My son asks for this pie all the time. Just delicious. And don't be afraid to use your fingers when you're packing down. Okay. So this, when I was done processing this, it again had the consistency of a wet sand. But this is just the most absolutely delicious pie. And although I'm going to make it today for tomorrow, it is probably going to taste better tomorrow. And I've had this pie 3 or 4 days down the road as well. If you can believe it, there were some leftovers. And it doesn't seem to, it just seems to get better or stay as good. It doesn't lose anything for not being eaten right away. Okay, so we're just going to pop this into a 400-degree oven for about 45 minutes. I'm going to have a look at the crust. Now the crust browned quite nicely while I had it in the pre-bake. If after 45 minutes are done I'm not getting a nice brown texture, then I'll either do an egg wash or I'll do a little bit of water on there and with milk. So stay tuned and we'll see what happens in 45 minutes. Or if things are doing well, then we'll turn the oven down to 350 for another half hour or so, and we'll see how it's doing. Okay, so here's our beautiful finished product. Now I just wish that you could smell this house. Oh, the cinnamon and the apples are just divine. So I did put this in for 45 minutes at 400, and then I had a look at it. It was browning nicely, so I put some tin foil on, dropped the temperature down to 350 and cooked it for another 45 minutes. So there we have it. So you can enjoy this for a couple of days. Stick it in the fridge and it's really delicious. Serve with ice cream or it's great on its own. Okay, thanks a lot. Hope you enjoy the pie. Okay, here's a shot of the flower arrangement I put together last weekend that we're going to be able to use for Thanksgiving. So it's really pretty. It's got sunflowers and baby cabbages and magnolia leaves and So keep checking back. I'll do a blog on how to make these beautiful flower arrangements as well.